Siamo arrivati insieme all'albero e dovremmo trovare lei, Miko. Fortuna che sei qua. Chissà perché prima non
Someone is not in
c'era.
the best of moods. Let me guess. You're all tangled up in another situation and need me to... I hope you realize how lucky you are. If it was anyone else, I don't think I'd have... But you're always smiling. That was a figure of speech. Do you understand? Nitpicking my turn. Oh, yeah. Something really big happened. Oh, okay, I see.
Quindi abbiamo spiegato tutto
So,
a
Ace
Miko.
decided to palm Inazuma off on the humans, while she goes off on her impossibly stubborn. Jumps straight to the most extreme course of action imaginable. Presumes her sheer will. You know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Rushed into it without thinking. Well put. So you seem to be under the impression that I am able to offer some... is she playing dumb? She's doing this on purpose. You're learning, little one. But really, the truth of the matter is that all I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura. And from what I've heard, it's... Because Raiden Makoto is no longer alive? Not just because of that. The nature of the space itself is different in some way. Anyway, we needn't worry about the details too much. It'll just be a little different. First things first. Follow me to the entrance.
Ora dobbiamo scendere di nuovo. Sì, sotto. Bisogna aspettare dove che è entrata Sogun.
Now then, I always have my ways. It's just to the outsider. The realm of consciousness is, in other words, even though I can't pinpoint the exact... So, it's abstract, but has a location. But you... Yes, no need to try and understand it. Let me put this simply. Everything is turbulent and disordered. If you try to force your way in, this is precisely why when entering the plane of euthymia, it's much safer if you... What? Alright, well, I must take you then. You two can go in. Suit yourself. Worst case scenario, always stand to lose. You! That is a big deal with both of you! Fine! Oh, well, if you're quite sure, then of course.
Che potere che ha.
I say. Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinarily chaotic, that's all. By the way, remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt. Only a strong enough will can prevent you from being swallowed by the giant waves of abstract space. Well then, the door's open. Hop on in. I'll stay outside and provide what stability I can. I'll be ready to... I'm placing my god in your capable hands.
Non so che fa più paura. Lei o
For my
Sogun.
sake, and for Inazuma's, please. Bring her back. Nico, you better know what you're doing! That's enough chatter. Get to work.
Lei non entra qua. Ne sta fuori. In verità non l'abbiamo mai vista combattere, lei. Sempre lì pronta per combattere, ma mai per combattere, vederla proprio combattere. Non come Sogun che ha fatto fuori praticamente 4 persone contemporaneamente. Wow.
Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
Bisogna concentrarsi tutto su Sogun. Per arrivare da Sogun. Siamo tornati.
Huh? How can this be? You have returned. How were you able to get back in? And how come you have not changed at all in this?
Questa volta l'aiuteremo.
It is as if we have returned to the moment when the laws of eternity were first established. Over countless battles, not once had I made all enemies of eternity stand against you. For your firm commitment to enforcing the rules, you have my admiration too. You bring honor to the title of Guardian of Eternity. Now these two return once more to this space. An inevitability of fate, perhaps. Then, let this be our final duel, the conclusion to that which began 500 years ago. Final duel? So you're finally willing to... Stand back, traveler. I'm going to be the start of something new. The time our duels took to fight was long enough to
No.
survive the fall of the
Pensavo... Chi?
energy there.
No, ma...
Great
No.
enough to override the and turn
Noi siamo trasformati sempre. Ma la trasformazione Magasu Might Naurus no Miko. Raiden non Inazuma. Il tono. Dobbiamo riempire... Wow. Guarda, mi viene in mente Naruto per il shinobi quando usava fanno male bisogna saltarli? Quello di Suzuka con la Sharingan. Il season no. Non mi viene il nome. Vediamo se siamo... Se stiamo alle spalle di questa trasformazione qua non si riesce a capire. Abbiamo sconfittato! Sì! Che potere che ha Sogu.
But a will that cannot be eroded has no way to embrace the future. You need not worry about the future. I know your power more than anyone else, yet my reason for fighting, and whenever I think of this, I feel something's the blade that I inherited from... I noticed it also. Just this power is beyond this blade belonged to Makoto. When I clasped, it was at once a familiar feeling. You have my approval. Your present will is not the product of erosion. I shall no longer stop you from attempting to modify the rules. From this day forth, this body will remain your assistant. I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past, but from today onward, you are me. Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, I should not regard you as a mere tool. You truly have changed. I suppose this is what humans call growth. I understand.
I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The duties I perform will not change. But as a warrior, I look forward to the chance to fight like this again in the future. Do you say this because you have not yet reconciled yourself with your defeat? It was simply a new experience for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished fighting then? Like, for real this time?
Yes, said.
Hello, A. And greetings, those who have come to bear witness.
Makoto.
I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed in my duties and left you all to pick up the pieces. Makoto, I'm so happy. You've come so far. I always knew you would make it here in the end. I left a faint fragment of my will in Musoishi, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power, I too would be released. A convoluted way to reach you, but, well, you held such deeply entrenched views at the time that you wouldn't have listened to a word I said. There was no time to wait for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive me. All I could do was find some way to wait until you came to me. But you never mentioned this to me. Everything happened so suddenly. I've always felt terrible for having to entrust. I should have been the one to impart these ideas. Did you know what was about to happen in Conrian? I had some sense of it. That plague. In my present form, I can no longer, but I know that this must have been an extremely... Don't look down on me. See? You admit it. It was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. Here, take it. Before my last shred of comfort, it is you who must take the most important step.
The light turned into a seed?
The miracle tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom. She who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life, eh? Is it really? Eternity extends time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future, nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, I am so happy right now, because my final wish has now come true. Your polearm once protected me from countless calamities.
Spettacolare,
For
con
this,
tutta questa
I've
grafica.
always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this
Quindi ha
sacred sakura
impiantato
will buy you some time
l'albero
until you are
del
ready to
sakura
awaken and
di
embrace the
dietro,
new. What do you think? Did it do the trick?
che si è mezzo al villaggio del sole.
This time,
Insomma,
it really is goodbye, eh? Goodbye, Makoto.
in poche parole è stata la battaglia tra Shogun nuova e Shogun prima di incontrarsi durante la guerra e tutto. questa battaglia. Scrivete nei commenti se ho capito bene, o scrivete nei commenti il vostro parere. Siamo
So
tornati
the
da
Eye
Nico.
of the Present planted the sacred sakura in the realm of consciousness, and it took root in the Inazuma of the past. No matter what you make of it, it's quite incredible.
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Her understanding of eternity is a concept intimately connected with time.
A place where time is meaningless. Perhaps that is the reason why you were able to return. And yet, that sense of disorderliness.
I don't fully understand yet.
Well, I'm not convinced that it was Makoto's power.
I know what you mean. Perhaps Makoto, without the sacred Sakura, Inazuma would likely have been...
I know you've always perceived there was something special about this. You've tried in the past to prove to me that there's connection between...
No. But I understand why now.
Don't you think that tree looked a lot different than... The sacred Sakura is within my purview at the shrine, so obviously I get to...
Now we see who's pulling this...
I'm joking. That tree has been through a lot since... And obviously I played my part. It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment you came out of that realm and the moment you re-entered. Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating your wishes to yourself in your... At that time, I could sense A's whereabouts, but I also suffice to say, time added a whole new dimension. Fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment. The flow of turbulence may well have been influenced.
Does that mean it wasn't like... I thought that the flow of time was the same. My first thought was... But it turned out you had come to rescue me. You too have...
Hey, how are you?
My body has fully recovered, and the Shogun's...
Always thrilled to hear you're in good health. But I was... After all, you saw Makoto.
I only heard her voice. I'll be fine. It brought a... I have to say, this has She even factored my immaturity. It's all thanks to her that I just planted a seed.
Yeah, it was thanks to everything you...
Thank you.
Today, at long last, you and Inazuma... Makoto and you are Inazuma's...
It's rare to hear such comforting words from you.
Oh, come on. You only think it's...
Makoto's the exact...
Great minds think alike, I wonder, does that qualify me to maybe... Actually, no. Forget that. Far more trouble.
We will have to end the frivolity.
Se loro due potevano fare una cosa del genere.
The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma of today to find out where things after that...
Really?
That's huge! I am no longer pursuing an eternity. I don't doubt that many challenges. I'm looking forward to it.
Abbiamo concluso l'evento. Spero che vi sia piaciuto l'evento. Se è così, scrivete nei commenti e mettete un bel pollice in su. Scrivete nei commenti qual è la parte che vi è piaciuta di più. E vi aspetto per il prossimo video, che sarà su Yeah Amico. Spero che venite a vedere questa serie, questo evento, e abbiamo completato intanto questa serie. Spero che vi è piaciuta, mettete un bel pollice in su, se non avete ancora fatto iscrivetevi al mio canale e ciao al prossimo video, ciao ciao!